No mercy, no respite. Devastators at your command.
Taking out the Carnifex in that giant pile. You can see the battlefield's just looking ravaged here already in the center. The Swarm Lord's on the field, and Raaar is ready to move on out again. A nice shot by the zone throw, hurting those tacticals pretty bad, and Blasta realizes he's not going to stick around for that. He knows he can't beat that with both of those Raveners coming in and spotting that Swarm Lord. In the center we can see another great volley of stick bombs just blasting those Plague Marines to pieces. None of them actually fall, of course. They are pretty damn hard to take out, especially in team games when you can't focus them down. We've got both squads of Raveners moving in on the setup teams here, and the Swarm Lord leading the charge. Sheffy now getting himself a battle wagon. That's going to be the second of the super units we see coming onto the field. And it looks like this pile of ranged nastiness from the Nids is going to be able to push the blue team off of the field. It's really still anybody's game. The victory points have just been going back and forth. The Mech Boy trying to kite that Swarm Lord around, and Terminators being called on the field for Blasta. Going to be able to do a pretty good job of at least hurting this mid-range force right here. Hormagaunts moving in, but they're not going to be able to deal with the power fist that those Terminators become equipped with. And Assault Marines also jumping in. Not quite, maybe being able to kill these Hormagaunts, but it looks like that last Gaunt is going to get out of range there. Meanwhile, the Plague Marine had Sheffy pretty well pushed back, but we can see now that the Battle Wagon is on the field, the biggest, goofiest, orkiest vehicle in the game. But it looks like another spot of Raveners was called in right there, and the Nids just have a nice lockdown on the center right now. Those Tactical Marines moving up a bit too early, taking a lot of unnecessary damage. I know a Space Marine Nose Note gear was triggered, but they really needed to wait for the support of the rest of their army. A bit of an unnecessary loss there, I think. Meanwhile, it looks like Cult of Speed has been used, and you can see the Nid ranged force moving in here, but taking some nasty shots from this battle wagon. Of course, its speed and firing rate have been increased, so that battle wagon cannon's actually doing quite a good deal of damage right now. And the Death Roller also been activated. You can see it having trouble rolling over all these various craters in the game. And excellent use of Cult of Speed. Looks like the Swarm Lord's back there trying to do some major damage. Meanwhile, blue team has managed to get 2 of the victory points back. And this Swarm Lord's in a lot of trouble. He needs to get out of there, but the Mech Boy teleports in, and with the last shot of the beamy Death Gun, that Swarm Lord does fall. So that's a Carnifex and a Swarm Lord down. JamusMcGamus now bringing in his big scary mean unit, the Great Unclean One, a Greater Demon going to be summoned in there from the Abyss. The Assault Marines really hammering away at things at this point, taking some fire, but being able to last, being super heavy infantry and having a huge HP pool. None of those are really suffering too badly. And it looks like the blue team has again taken the center field here. The Weird Boy and Stick Bombers have been proving invaluable so far with all this range damage, that kind of disruption. Oh, we can have a Tyranniform happening here in the middle point. The Tax are retreating. Oh, but they don't get out quick enough. They are tossed to the side. Over there being used again to save those Stick Bombers. Excellent reaction time for Sheffy. Great use of over there. Really seeing the Weird Boy shine in this game. Being able to knock down all those troops consistently and really mitigate a lot of that range damage. You can see the Terminators, despite being very low, are going to come over here and do their best to keep the Nids from taking that victory point. Meanwhile, the Guo has moved his way onto the field and is going to push into the center of the map. There's a lot going on right now. This game is getting me out of breath just watching it. The Stick Bombs fall onto the Heretics. He really wants to try to get that healing out of there, because combined with the Plague Marines and, of course, this Guo is going to make it very hard to put a stop to this push right now. The battle wagon does have to move back. Those Plague Marines are gonna be slowing it down, and if that Guo gets in on it, we'll be in a bit of trouble. It does have plenty of support, and the Ludas are back here hiding. He needs to uncloak those and start taking shots at that Great Unclean One, I feel. They will not fire on their own. You have to uncloak them. And the mid-range blob just moving on in here. 3 full squads of upgraded Raveners is going to be putting a hell of a hurting on anything they decide to focus fire. You can see that Tech Marine's HP just melting under that. I think they did about 500 damage in one volley against the Tech Marine there. You can see firing its main gun, but they did manage to move out of the way, trying to scare those Raveners off. It did buy a little time and push them back. Blasta did lose his tactical Space Marines, but now bringing the final super unit we have yet to see onto the field from these 4 races, the Land Raider Redeemer class tank. Looks like this battle wagon's in a bit of trouble from that Guo, but the sluggers are coming onto the field, probably going to be able to repair that a bit and just chase that Guo down a little bit themselves. With these 2 beamy def guns, they should be able to help deal with that Guo and without too much trouble, really. The Assault Space Marines falling under a lot of fire here, trying to capture that point. Meanwhile, it looks like Sheffy's pushed back into his base in a pretty harsh way. He needs to get this Guo out of here. I think that Jamus really needs to pull this Guo back before something bad happens to it. It's getting pretty low, and Sheffy does have a lot of anti-vehicle right now, and he needs to just fall back and secure the point. Oh no, a Chaos Abyss being opened up in the middle of the Orc army. Oh, just shredding Orcs right there. Oh man, Call the Boys looks like was hit at the same time. Excellent play by Sheffy. Sheffy been excellently reactive to all the nukes and AoE effects that have been dropped on the field against his Orc army here. This battle wagon looks like it's just barely going to survive and be able to push back these Plague Marines. Meanwhile, the the Terminators here are moving up, firing that assault cannon right into the middle of that mid pile there. But that is still a lot of damage. You can just see that just eating away at those Terminators there. 3 squads of Raveners with the support of Venom Broods is not even a threat that the Terminators can deal with right there. The Land Raider Redeemer is now moving onto the field. We are down to just 30 points for the blue team. You can see both teams just lining up on the edges of the pit here and getting ready for the final push. This next game this next battle, I'm pretty sure will make or break the game here. Cult of Speed being fired a bit too early, unfortunately. Not being able to do much there. Oh, here comes another shot from the battle wagon, and not a direct hit, but certainly knocking some mids back. Didn't do too much damage there, unfortunately. Avate's being used on the Terminators to keep them up. They're going to capture that victory point at any cost. And this is still anybody's game. It's going to come down to the last battle here. These Assault Terminators in a lot of trouble. They need to get out of there, but they do fall. Oh, that is too much range damage for them to deal with. The center point is captured for blue. They're going to delay this game a little bit longer, possibly take hold of the center. They do have 2 super units left. You can see this battle wagon not quite knowing what to do. A huge ranged Nid blob and a huge Orc range blob there happening. Oh, and an orbital strike happened on these Tyranid players. A grenade barrage from the Land Raider would knock them right back into it, but it looks like it may not have it at the moment. I'm not sure. He could have fired that and really caused some extra damage. A Predator on the field. This is exactly what I wanted to see. Just nothing but chaos and carnage. Plague Cloud being dropped on those Orcs, but everybody's able to reinforce off of the Land Raider Redeemer. The Guo charging into the middle. The battle wagon does fall to the Chaos Predator. It was a bit low. Unfortunately, the sluggers weren't around to repair it. It didn't appear. The Land Raider also very low. The Guo has fallen, just waiting his last couple seconds to cause his departing damage, of course. He does not go down quietly into the night. But you can see the Land Raider also in quite a bit of trouble. The Plague Marines now attempting to go ahead and capture this point back for the red team. but that is just way too much firepower for them to deal with. Some nice knockback did save the point in the blue team's favor. And despite the constant prayer and worship of the Nurgle heretics here, it looks like this game might be going to the blue team. That was a hell of a battle in the center. You can see the middle is just completely annihilated. The wreckage of a battle wagon. Sheffy now purchasing a second battle wagon, and the Tech Marine now putting down a turret, and the Mech Boy repairing the Land Raider. The aftermath of that ridiculous battle into the center. There's the GG from Raaar. And just a hell of a game. Crazy battles in the center. That's what I love about this map, is those big battles. You can see the remains of the Nid army here. Still quite a massive range power there. And the Chaos Predator repairing, but not quite able to move in against these Terminators and the Land Raider. Heck of a game. That was exactly what I wanted to see out of a team game. Just some big, nasty battles. We saw a super unit from all 4 races. We saw a nuke from all 4 races, and just that was exciting. I hope you guys enjoyed watching that as much as I did. Thanks for hanging out. This is Red-Rupee signing off. I'll catch you guys next time.